Then I went to work with the dying people, because who wants to work with dying people? I mean, we want to put them places where they'll be taken care of. So I went to work with dying people, because that's getting to the first chakra where you really live. That's survival. And I would sit with people and watch their bodies disintegrate. And I would look and I would look behind and look behind. And you just keep practicing looking at what Mother Teresa calls Christ in all his distressing disguises. Remember that? For I was hungry and you gave me food. I was thirsty and you gave me drink. I was a stranger and you welcomed me. I was naked and you clothed me. I was sick and you visited me. I was in prison and you came to me. Truly, I say to you, as you did it to one of the least of these my brethren, you did it to me. So part of the process is of taking the symbolic value of somebody, prisoner, guard, dying person, and seeing your reactivity to the role and to the symbol, and then cutting through, staying with it long enough before you get busy into your reactive mode to look through and see there's another being who's taken an incarnation in which this is the scenario they're running through. And can you make contact with that being back there? Well, sometimes they're busy in their scenario. In fact, most people are. So you can't lay a trip saying, oh, you know you're not really dying, because they don't want to hear that. And you have a moral responsibility not to take away anybody's suffering unless they want to let it go. You don't rip stuff from people. That's a really interesting one. It's a very funny moral law. Because you think, oh, somebody I love is suffering, I'll just take them, and they'll kill you. Because they don't want to give up their suffering. You got to wait for, but what you do is you work on yourself until you create an environment where, if they want to come up for air, there's nothing in you that's going to keep them stuck in that role. I mean, you see a dying person is surrounded by people who see them as a dying person. Poor thing. Mm-hmm. Let me hear. And a certain look and a certain vibration, a certain tone of visitors. And I've got stories in my new wonderful book, How Can I Help?, about people who are dying say, nobody hears me. Nobody knows I'm in here. They're so busy dealing with me as a dying person. And you wait and you listen and you just look through until there's another being just there. And then some of the people that are dying are right there in that other person. And they say, boy, wow, it's good to be with you. And you look at the scenario of you're dying and I'm visiting you. So we started a dying center. And the dying center had a very simple model. It is an ashram. It is a meditation. It is a monastic setting in which everybody in it is a member of the ashram that is there in order to get free. That's all. There's only one category of people. It just happens that some of the people that are in there are also dying, and some of the people that are in there are also people who take care of people dying. But the first rule of the game is everybody's in there to get free. That's a great leveler. And it puts the whole business of dying into a different perspective. That's why we call it the dying center. Couldn't you find a better name? The living dying center. Got lots of euphemisms.